Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
She got her start as a teen pop princess, an 80s icon. Now she's a queen, an entrepreneur, and she still has great hair after all these years. You only need to say one name, and you know who she is. Tiffany. How are you, Tiffany?
I'm fine. I'm loving the great hair thing.
You still have great hair after all. That is amazing how you've kept that hair looking so good. What's the secret? I know a lot of ladies listen to this show too. I mean, please tell.
Extensions.
Oh, I see.
Extensions, because I started to dye all the bits. I love, I learned after a while that I have to be a redhead because I dyed my hair black and, all kinds of different colors. And people were like, who are you? So I was like, oh, okay, let's go back to the red hair thing. But, I like my funky bits. So I started dyeing that. And any lady out there knows it just takes a toll on your hair. So yes, the bits are extensions. They're fantastic. And I can change all my colors and be the, vibrant person I want to be.
Well, you should be I'm sure you're your own stylist. You're looking very good. Is it true that you used to use a fork? It was a tool that you would use to do that hair back in the day. Is that true?
Back in the day, that was an 80s tool. Yes. In some parts from where I'm from, Norwalk, California. Yes. We knew a little bit, an Aquanet. It was the fork and Aquanet. And I just recently posted something on my social media, and I think it might be on my Instagram. But it was an 80s girl, and she's doing the hair, and she's doing the Aquanet, and she's like, look at my gill. And I never realized that 80s hair, we actually did do gill.
Yeah, it's kind of what it looked like.
I'm
so excited about this new Christmas song. I just listened to it, and it's beautiful. And people don't know this. Or maybe they need to know more about the fact that you actually can write songs. And you can sing. You've always had that beautiful voice. What inspired you writing this Christmas song that you just wrote?
Well, yes, people might not know, TiffanyTunes.com for all things Tiff World. Get caught up on who I am, what's going on, and what's, next to come in 2024, and also about Angels All Around, the new Christmas single. But yeah, I've always wanted to write a Christmas single, and it's never really happened. And this one happened just organically from fans reaching out to me, telling me their stories and how they felt through COVID. And, and I was doing the same, feeling, off. I think everybody was, so, as a songwriter, being able to tell my story, it's my therapy, felt pretty good. And my co-writers, Mark Alberici and Margie Hauser, when we could get, together and social distance, we wrote it here at the house, in the studio at the house. And, we just had a chance to put all of these messages into a song, and that's what we do. So we're thrilled. It came out exactly how we wanted it. We got everybody around, in Nashville. And, it was amazing to see it kind of come to life. And now, a lot of fans are writing in about the song and how it's a healing tool for them. And, it really is, an inspirational song for them for hope, because that's kind of what it's about. Hopefully it is a comfort song about remembering the memories, but having those, being lucky to have those memories, or, there are angels everywhere.
The line I love from the song is Christmas Rescue Me. When I heard that, I was like, yeah, you know what? It can be a painful time for a lot of people, but if you look at the glass half full, then it can be inspiring and can rescue you. I always say music, the holidays, and sports. Those are three things that bring people together.
Well, definitely. So music, food, that's what I'm doing. Let's Food with Tiffany on, my cooking club. It's just something that I learned through COVID. They were our coping tools, music and food. So I happen to love both. And I'm doing both now, and I'm, cross-pollinating those. So lots of music and food events coming up for Let's Food with Tiffany. I call them Tiff Takeovers, where it's an acoustic set. And, I host the evening and you get to taste my food. So, exciting things. And then for Children's Miracle Network, we're doing Zoom packages where you can create jackets with me. And, I'm usually from my home or even if on the road, and you get to pick your colors and we get to chit chat. And, and again, I'm doing hand painted angels for Children's Miracle Network ornaments and throughout the season, throughout the year, because they're still a great gift. And, rocking some angels all around and the inspirational, message, I guess. And, just proud of the song and doing new music, of course, in 2024. So lots going on, but, it's so amazing to hear this song on the radio when I do. It's like, I love everything I do, but this one I'm getting a little bit of an extra little kick from because it just was so organic, and and I love that we were able to record it in Nashville, and we had really good memories doing it and having great making great moments, and I think that shows in the video. It's on YouTube and of course TiffanyTunes.com.
Yeah, check out the website, TiffanyTunes.com. Where do you think you picked up this like boss attitude? Because if you follow Tiffany on social media, she's a hustler. She works. I mean, you're putting in work. You're doing a little of this. You got a cooking thing going on. You got the music going on. You have these boutiques, Tiffany's boutiques. Where do you think you got this boss attitude from?
Probably. Well, I think it's just, growing up as a kid. I mean, I've been doing this since I was 9. I started off mostly in country music, and that was about work. It's like, real families and just hard work. And then if you were getting into the country music scene, usually you were doing your own, and I've just been doing this a long time. So, my dad, who's military, I think he probably instilled a little bit of work ethic in me, but yet my work is totally different. Nobody in my family knew anything about the music industry or running companies per se, but I just, step into it. If it's something that I want to do, I may not have all the answers. And at first you might have to stay patience I have to learn. But, I've learned, that it's the process, enjoying the process and believing in it. So Let's Food with Tiffany and Radical Reds is my online clothing store. And, of course, we've got the charity and we've got Gibbons Coffee, for, again, the Children's Miracle Network and, and new music coming and touring. So, yeah, you just got to be, I think you got to be a boss a little bit in today's world. You really do.
And when you
enjoy your life, but you've got to, hustle while we can a little bit. And, it makes you feel good about yourself, I think, when you can start to accomplish your dreams on any level. You don't always see them become mega success, but as long as they're fulfilling, then that's the battle over.
Wireless headphones. That'll be $200.
I'll use my Capital One Quicksilver card.
Now that's a hit. You used the Capital One Quicksilver card, which makes you the hero of every purchase. With Quicksilver, you earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere.
I wanted running music, but unlimited 1.5% cash back is pretty heroic.
Good instincts. Every hero needs a theme song. The Capital One Quicksilver card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Well, you talked about stepping right in. I know that you stepped right into the spotlight at a very young age. You were 15 years old when you got your start as far as getting your national recognition. And those big, huge number one hits under Tiffany's belt. When you're recording the song I Think We're Alone Now, and I saw him standing there, that's a Beatles record and a Tommy James and the Shondells record. Had you heard those songs previously before recording them, or did they want you to give them your own spice so you weren't listening to those songs?
Well, no, I had heard those songs before. I'm not sure. I Think We're Alone Now, maybe. But I remember the first time I heard it, I was like, oh, because the children behave. And that was nothing that we had talked about, my producer George Tobin and I, at that time, about music that I wanted to do. You know, it was more kind of a country rock kind of stuff, or maybe like a modern day Sheryl Crow. That's kind of what we were, you know, kind of recording a little bit. And, you know, then he came up with, I think we're alone now. So the track was completely different by the time I came back into the studio and recorded it. And I fell in love with it later. At first I was a little concerned because it was so dance. And, you know, there was always that kind of rocker in me. I wanted a little more kick, you know, but I love dance music. I grew up listening to dance music, a lot of my favorite artists. But for me, I wanted stuff that, you know, was like my heroes, Ann Wilson and Stevie Nicks and Pat Benatar, you know, so it was totally different. But I'm grateful for that song. And I've rocked it out. And we've done it ska and acoustic and country. It's a great song, and it can be, you have many lives. So I'm very grateful for that moment.
Have you ever heard the song from John Mellencamp? It's called Pop Singer, and he has the line, "Never wanted to be a pop singer, never wanted to write no pop song." I don't know if you've ever heard that song before. Have you heard that?
I'm not too sure. But yeah, I mean, you know.
Do you ever get that feeling that you never really wanted to be a pop singer?
I know, actually. I mean, I'm okay with like being, you know, I always call it from the 80s, you know, and if the kids are around, I'm like, it's a different planet. I'm from that planet, the planet 80s. So, you know, now I think I embrace it, and I've never really thought it was, you know, the 80s, you know. So now it's like, and pop music, no, because I've been able to you know, again, gratefully use the beginning and now make it be my future and my platform to do the music I want to do now, or incorporate the music I want to do now, or, you know, that sound that I feel I should evolve to. So, you know, the new record Shadows is exactly that. It's kind of a rock retro album with modern production, and, you know, yet a retro flair to it. So, you know, we worked really hard. Mark Alberici, my producer, we worked really hard, you know, to just kind of keep that fun element of what I feel retro music has, especially the 80s, and yet have a rock edge to it that's, you know, something that you want to boast about now. And, you know, people go, oh my gosh, like, oh, this is a great record. So yeah, you know, we have Tracy Guns from LA Guns on the record as well, and a lot of great musicians. So, you know, it's an awesome record. I always say go to tiffanytunes.com, check it out, and hopefully come to see a new show. And, you know, we're not stopping there. So, you know, I love that I was able to, and I always do have, I think we're alone now and could have been at every show. So, you know, it's not like I went off and did new music and I don't want to address the other. But, you know, it's a nice evening to be able to put it all together and to rock the older hits and retro stuff and hear everybody jam out to I Think We're Alone Now, as well as the new music. They're like, oh my gosh, that's great, you know, so and get their approval, if you will, and make a new connection.
I heard you say Stevie Nicks. I heard you mention her name a few times. Have you ever had a chance to meet Stevie Nicks, and did she ever give you any advice, or what were those conversations like?
I have, and she's always been wonderful. And the last time I saw her, she asked me about my music. How's it going? How are you doing? How's the music? So it was a great day to be Tiffany. I was like beaming. Because, you know, I mean, again, I look up to her in many ways as her music and as a musician and a woman in music, and, you know, as a person, period, you know, inspirational to a lot of women for a lot of things. So, you know, yeah, for her to take a minute to acknowledge my music and ask me about my life, I was like, this is cool.
Very cool. And you have inspired probably a lot of teen idols, because a lot of them haven't made it out alive. So, you know, they could get some sound advice from you. A lot of these teen stars, they don't make it out with, you know, being an entrepreneur and succeeding later in life. What advice would 50-year-old Tiffany, you think, give to 15, 16-year-old Tiffany if you had a chance to get her ear? What would you say to her?
Well, I mean, I think, you know, yeah, I mean, I've always been a kind of person that didn't really come from a family, you know, that I don't want to say rely on, but there was a lot of, you know, issues in my family, a lot of alcoholism. So good people but didn't really know how to guide me. So I kind of always knew, look, and then when I became famous and there was money and there was, Hollywood and there's all this, I was like, look, if you blow it, there's not really anybody that's going to save you. Like it's just, you gotta just have your own boundaries. And I just kind of continued that way in my life. And I think it's just, taken away a lot of the excess, or the over crazy, I mean, you got to live your life and you make mistakes. But for me, seeing good people, my family, get involved or, become alcoholics and just kind of ruin their lives or shorten their lives. I realized that, these things can take you no matter what, but especially in Hollywood, nobody's going to tell you no. So, I mean, you could totally blow it if you want to, but you're kind of on your own. And that just kind of probably kept me going. And, of course, I had my son when I was very young and then, wanting to be a great parent, the best that I knew how. And true, enjoying it. And then, again, new projects that in my musical career that I wanted to achieve. So I've just kind of kept going. I think that's my advice to everybody is always just keep going. Even if something totally fails or, even if it totally sucks at the moment, it is really just a moment and you'll work through it somehow. You just got to hold on to that stuff. I know it's bad, so a lot of times as musicians or, I've had a lot of death in my life and they just, really kicked me, but you do have to just kind of believe it's there's more that you don't know and understand and kind of keep going. So that's kind of my advice in life, and that's what I would tell the younger me, and hopefully that got me here. Like you said, I just celebrated my 52nd birthday, and I did say that on my social in a very light way, and I think on my Patreon with my fan club there. But I was like, 52, a lot of people don't make it. My kind are kind of crazy. So
yeah.
I'm really celebrating, a lot of things. The girl from Norwalk and the girl who's the pop star.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
And you've lived some kind of life. It's somehow 2002, this blew right past me. I didn't see this, but I guess you had the guts and the confidence posing for Playboy in 2002. What was that experience like?
That was amazing. I loved every minute of it, and I'm glad I did it. And, I just, I was amazing. It was amazing. It wasn't anything I didn't really think I had any thoughts about what it was going to be like. So it was very open-minded. But it was really cool. I mean, it felt glamorous, and, I thought it was an amazing time, and to be part of the Playboy family is an honor. So, definitely. I know now telling my hopefully 85-year-old self, I hope, in the future, I hope that I will be sitting there and I'm sure I will be going, yes, I did that.
Yeah, you've done a lot.
I'm okay with that.
And you still got lots of time. You're looking great at 50, still very beautiful. And that hair, of course, we talked about that. Check out all the music at tiffanytunes.com. This new Christmas song is called Angels All Around. What kind of music back in the 80s, which we look at the 80s, it used to be kind of cheesy, but now we look at it and it's the most, I don't know if you know this, but Google just had their 25th anniversary of people searching things, and the most searched decade of all the decades is the 80s. So people love the 80s, and that's good to hear.
And
because
that is a big celebration. There is something, again, so magical about the 80s, and I can't really put my finger on the 80s movies, all of it. So it's cool to see, young people discovering and embracing the 80s and even fashion and the goods of fashion, of course, there's something magical about it. So I love doing the festivals that I'll be doing next year. There'll be a lot of different, 80s style festivals, retro festivals. So, I'm really excited to be a part of that. I always love to stand on the side of the stage and watch the people that I grew up watching, listening to, that inspired me. And, to see, like, I'm sharing the stage with these guys, the girl, again, in Norwalk is very proud.
And those 3 or 4 years you were out touring and working so hard and were on top of the world as the biggest star in the world. I mean, you were right up there with Michael Jackson at that point in the 80s. What were you consuming as far as entertainment? There was no YouTube, kids. You're on the tour bus. What were you doing to entertain yourself for those 3 or 4 years?
Oh, man, we were listening to music, a lot of video games. I've always been a reader, so reading, probably fashion magazines at that time. But yeah, and then of course, we were just homework. I had homework on a tour bus. But I mean, before that, even before I got the record deal on the mall, we listened. I loved going into the record store back in those days. And I was very diverse, from Ozzy Osbourne to, Barbra Streisand to Bette Midler to, maybe, I don't know, gosh, it could be anybody. Chuck Berry, because my family listened to country and Motown and all different styles. And then I was more learning about rock stuff and listening to more rock radio and going to, school. And again, then you had freestyle artists like Lisa and the Cult Jam. So yeah, I was very diverse. I was always embarrassed to walk into a record shop and buy something. I made my best friend do it because, in high school you had to be something, you're a rocker, or you're this. And I was like, I'm not any of that. I love all music. So I made her buy all their vinyls at that time.
You may hold the Guinness Book of World Records as being at the most shopping malls of any human ever, maybe the tour crew as well. But you went to every shopping mall across the country, which I thought was a brilliant idea for a tour, especially seeing as how you were only 15. You couldn't really do the nightclubs and the bar scene. So they sent you to all the shopping malls. So I'm curious, what is the greatest shopping mall in America?
Gosh, you're going to put me on the spot. I have to choose a mall. Well, the Glendale Galleria has always had something special for me because we shot I Think We're Alone Now there. But I did do in real life shopping, and it is my go-to when I'm in LA and I forget something. So I'm very partial to it. And I would say, it's changed a lot. But again, the Bergen Mall, it's gotten better. So in New Jersey, but that's again where we shot I Think We're Alone Now. The Mall of America is amazing. We didn't shoot anything there, but it's a good time. But I mean, I've never really met a mall I don't like.
and they're becoming less and less. It seems like the towns. I like going to a mall, walking around when you go to a new town, but it seems like you're seeing more and more empty stores. Everybody's doing that online shopping, but you got to get out, see people.
You do. I mean, again, there was something, and now I've been over into, Singapore and, gosh, I think we went to the Philippines. This was about 6 years ago. But the malls are still rocking there. They are a place of gathering. They're a place where you go shopping, but you also meet friends, but you get a quick bite to eat. It's where people used to go even on a weekday to go get food while they were working in the area. So, yes, we've lost some of that, I think, but especially on the weekends, I remember going to the Topanga Canyon Mall in the Valley where I'm from, out in that way when I lived in the Valley. So, and especially when I was recording the record, that was where I used to hang out.
Well, I'll leave you with this. We're going down on the end of a year and the start of a new year. What are you hoping to accomplish? What are your goals for 2024?
Well, to enjoy 2024, firstly, and, and I think goals more than anything is just to, have that balance, continue to feel good, be in good health, of course. And also all the projects we've got, I'd love to see them excel, and Let's Food with Tiffany. I want to definitely do more hosting stuff and more cookbooks and get that all going, and that's in the works for next year. So, just infusing a lot of love in that area and attention and hope and enjoyment. I'm going to, really enjoy it. So, and of course, new music and, touring. We're going to get on planes and go places. And of course, I always appreciate all the prayers for planes. Flights is not my favorite thing to do. So, but I feel like, this is what I do. I share my music and I'm honored, and it's amazing to be able to travel. So I do love it once I get there.
Let Christmas rescue you this season. Put angels all around on your Christmas playlist. Go to tiffanytunes.com. And Tiffany, we're big fans, and we've been big fans, and we look forward to seeing everything you're going to do moving forward. God bless and Merry Christmas to you. Thank you for your time.
Well, thank you. Happy holidays, everybody.
The new year is the perfect time to start building credit scores, because when your credit scores increase, your opportunities do too, like possible loan approvals and lower interest rates. Chime makes it easier to help build your credit with a secured Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card. You can use Credit Builder everywhere Visa credit cards are accepted. Chime helps you build your credit scores safely by using your own money to make everyday purchases and on-time payments. To apply, just open a Chime checking account with a $200 qualifying direct deposit. And don't stress, there's no annual fee or credit check required to apply and get started. Start building your credit history and finding new opportunities with a secured Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card. Get started today at chime.com/build. That's chime.com/build. The Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card is issued by the Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A. members FDIC. Late payment may negatively impact your credit score. Results may vary.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.